What's up, everybody? It's your boy back again with another video, and this is a redo. I don't know what's going on, but I have a bug where it's glitching out the audio from the video I posted. I tried twice. I'm gonna do it one more time. If it doesn't work, oh well. So what is up, everyone? I'm taking a look at our boy DSP's daily rap where he talks about his God of War playthrough, and of course, our boy Phil can't stop talking about LED. As you can see right here on the video, the whole stream and the whole podcast and the whole daily rap is being consumed by the LED lighting. Our boy Phil is just super excited and he hopes that this will definitely save the channel. Oh, another thing too is that our boy Phil admitted to lying yet again. Lying about God of War Ragnarok. So let's play the video and we'll do a little bit of commentary.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Tuesday, the 3rd of January, 2023. Typically, what would have been my final streaming day of the week, but this week's a little different. This week, actually, I'm doing a 7-day streaming week for scheduling purposes. Next week, actually, the schedule will be a little different again. But anyway, let's talk. Today was an interesting day. On today's episode of the Level 1 podcast, I basically was trying out my new kind of background ambient lighting. People seem to like the ambient lighting during the podcast. We actually had it as like this nice icy blue for God of War Ragnarok. And we're talking options on what I can do to improve it, because I know right now it's not optimized. You know what I mean? Like, I know that it could definitely be better. So people were basically saying there's no way it'll be good until you get better lighting. You know, right now I'm using a college lamp, right? This is meant to be for a dorm room, and I've been using this for 10 years. I'm not kidding.
Typical Phil just does everything on the cheap. Now, he can simply just go to Amazon, or he can actually go to Home Depot and buy himself some of those. If you ever go to the construction sites where they actually have lighting, there are these cylindrical things that focus lighting, and you can get yourself a really good bulb, you know, something that will complement your pale, pasty skin. And you can use that. And it doesn't cost much. Maybe what, 30-40 bucks? You can go to Amazon. They sell the kits for streamers. They're not expensive, Phil. I mean, it'll what, cost you maybe 2 Hogan pools? It's not that much money, Phil. Come on.
This is the same lamp that I was using back when I lived in Connecticut, and it's not a great one. So I asked for some ideas for lighting upgrades in the light that aren't going to break the bank. You know, I'm not talking about $200 for lighting. I'm talking about, can I get something on the cheap that maybe could go on a tripod or a stand or something. I don't know if it would be like a diffuser lamp light or a ring light. I really don't know how they work because I've never had one before, you know. After that, we had a couple different conversations. One in particular definitely about people's attitudes towards me as a streamer recently, because I had noticed, sadly, there have been some more toxic attitudes, and I just wanted to address it and let everyone know I'm not upset, but I would hope that everyone would kind of be, like, more constructive and more understanding, quite frankly, as opposed to kind of being on my stream to always kind of go to the extreme and, you know, be toxic and or say everything's black and white, and if Phil doesn't immediately do one thing that we want immediately, it means that he's a villain. You know what I mean? Just basically watch the podcast if you want to see that discussion. I basically tried to lay it out as nicely as I could, and I wasn't agitated. It's just, you know, it's a new year, new attitude on my content, right? You can see, I'm trying to change things up. I'm trying to make things better. I want people going into it with a refreshed and positive attitude. I don't want some people coming in here and constantly trying to bring down the stream with insults and toxic stuff, and I definitely noticed some of that at the very beginning of the year, and I wanted to address it, okay? Then we had some open Q&A. We talked about the schedule because it looks like we are about to finish multiple games. So it was a pretty good podcast. Then we jumped into the conclusion of God of War Ragnarok's story. Yes, we concluded the story of God of Ragnarok today, although there was a little bit of post-game left. We finished the mainline story, the credits rolled, and it was great, to say the least. Although, if you can believe it, the entirety of this game, I had no issues until the end. I get a game bug during my ending that hides the actual kind of big reveal for Kratos at the end of the game. I know what it was supposed to be. It didn't load in my game, so I'm staring at something. I'm like, what is that? It's like, I can't tell. It's blurry, you know.
What did we just hear, Phil? What did we just hear? You knew what was going to happen? What happened, Phil, with the whole you did not want it to be spoiled? You are not watching playthroughs. You're not watching Cat play the game because you don't want to be spoiled. You want to go in fresh and you want to be able to experience it without knowing. Remember that, Phil? Remember you saying that multiple times about God of War Ragnarok, but yet you knew what the ending was. So that tells me one of several things. One, you did watch streams to see how the playthrough was going to go. Two, you did watch Cat play it and you knew exactly how the playthrough was going to go. Or lastly, you looked up playthroughs so that you can learn how to beat bosses and cheese the game and make it much easier for you. And I think number 3 is the proper option for Phil. But the interesting thing is, like I always say, what do I always say? If you want to know if someone's lying to you, you just let them talk. Eventually, they will slip up and say the wrong thing and expose their lie. And Phil just did it right here. He got a game bug. He knew it was a game bug because he knew what the ending was. How did he know how the ending was? He cheesed the game. He went in, he watched playthroughs, and he knew exactly what was going to play out. And yet he was going to sit there and fake it for his audience and act like, oh, I was so surprised. I didn't know what was going to happen. And yet again, our boy Phil got snagged in another. And then Phil sits there and says, I don't know why people dislike me. I don't know why people don't believe what I say. This is the reason, Phil, because you lie about the most dumb, mundane things. No one really cares that you actually went and watched a God of War playthrough or, try to get to. No one cares. What people care about is when you lie about it. And that's what you just did.
Oh, Phil, just so you know, you're the only person we've seen of anyone play this game have this bug. Everyone else gets to see the ending, not you. 15 years. I've been a full-time content creator on the internet. This is the thanks I get. Seriously. It's like, of all the people playing this game, you're the one who doesn't get to see the proper ending. You're the one who got the shaft, Phil. Anyway, the thing about God of War Ragnarok is there's a lot of post-game content. You've got optional post-game berserker fights. You've got a final super boss, end-game boss. You've got story. There's like 2 or 3 elements of story still left in the game. Some other things, for example, Asgardian remains or leftovers to fight. So there's still quite a bit to do. I did some of it. I did not do nearly all of it. So we're going to do one more final finale stream of God of War Ragnarok this coming Friday. That will see the final story elements, the final fights, and finish the playthrough. Alright? Unless I get stuck on a boss for hours and hours, which I don't foresee considering the fact that literally I'm going to be at max upgrade at that point. I don't see how a boss could really be that hard on me that I would take, hours and hours to beat one at this point. I guess we'll see, but I think we're going to do alright, and I'm very much looking forward to that, and maybe even getting the platinum, we'll see, and finishing the playthrough, okay? So that's going to be Friday. But anyway, great progress today, good support for the stream, people seemed to like the lighting, everything went really well. Tonight's late stream was Resident Evil 1 Remake, continuing on with the Jill side run and the harder difficulty than from what I had played nearly 8 years ago when I did my first run in 2015. It's tough because now we're getting to the part where the Crimson zombies are starting to pop up, and it's getting really tough and frustrating because of limited ammo. Inventory management absolutely was a major problem tonight. We got through a lot of the mansion, and basically got to the areas right past the mansion, heading into the other back-end areas, and then we were running out of time, and I was desperately looking for somewhere to save, and we ended up in this long segment, so I ended up going late, actually, and then finally wrapped it up using my final ink ribbon to save the game. Whew, I really hope I can find more. I mean, I couldn't believe I went into a save area and there was no ink ribbons there. Anyway, it went well. Admittedly, I'd say support was okay. That first Resident Evil stream we did a couple nights ago, oh my god, the support was overwhelming. Tonight it was okay for a late night stream, so I'm not going to complain. Not every night's going to be, oh my god, blow you away. It was nice, the audience was good, there's a lot of people on.
Then why bring it up, Phil? When you bring it up, you're actually complaining, Phil. And the mere fact that you have to sit there and say, oh, it was slow or it was low, oh, I'm not upset. Yeah, you don't bring it up. You just say, thank you, everyone, for your support. I appreciate you guys coming out, and leave it at that. You don't have to mention that the support was low. It's it's begging. It's inappropriate. You know, it's like it's like going to someone's house. They invited you. They cooked you a good meal, and let's say the potatoes were burnt, and you didn't like the potatoes. You're not gonna sit there when they say, "Oh, how was the food? How was everything?" You're gonna say, "Oh, it was great. Thank you very much," or "Yeah, everything was great," or "Everything was good." You're not gonna sit there and say, "Oh, well, you burned the potatoes, but it's okay. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining the potatoes were burnt, but it would have been nice if the potatoes weren't burnt." You know what I mean? So next time, don't burn the potatoes. That's what you sound like, Phil.
The stream. This time we had red backlighting. People really seem to like it. Again, the lighting on me during these streams isn't great. If I had a ring light or whatever so you could see me better with the backlight, it would be great. We don't have that right now, but people seem to like at least my efforts today to make it look good, okay? So those are the streams. Overall, pretty good streaming day. Tomorrow is my final streaming day of the week, consecutive streaming day, I should say. End game of Pokemon Scarlet. Do I think we're going to beat Pokemon Scarlet tomorrow? No. Why? Because we got to do the Elite Four, and I'm sure every one of those duels is going to be very challenging, considering the other duels I just did with Team Star, as well as the final duel there with Arvin for the Titan Pokemon were incredibly tough and took multiple tries to do. I think it's going to be kind of more of the same here with the Elite Four. Maybe having to adjust my team every time, having to level up a bit perhaps, grind, I don't know. We'll have to see because I haven't spoiled myself on it yet. But after the Elite Four and the Championship plotline, then there's a post-game plotline that everyone says is about 90 minutes long. You go into this crater, I guess this is called a Paldean crater, where apparently it's the toughest Pokemon in the game and other stuff, and then the end of the story. So, obviously I would like to do that and actually finish up the official ending of the game, but I don't think we're going to do that all in one sitting. I'm thinking maybe tomorrow will be like the Elite Four, then maybe we'll have to do one more stream for that kind of post-game and giving the game a send-off. We'll see, okay? Tomorrow night on the late stream, Warzone 2.0. My first stream since my victory. Can I pull off a second victory, right? Can we do some more fun bounties? I don't know. We'll see. But I'm very excited. We did so well, right, yesterday, that I'm actually very excited to play it again tomorrow and see if I can maybe pull it off again. I definitely am learning and getting better, and, it's fun. It's fun to interact with you guys. It's fun to try to get the win. Is it fun when the connections are terrible and the gunplay sucks? No. But we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll have another suspenseful, epic night to end my streaming week, okay? So I'm not here Thursday. Fridays when I come back, that'll be the final stream of God of War Ragnarok. That'll also be the next stream of Resident Evil Remake. Basically, over this weekend, we're going to finish God of War Ragnarok and Pokemon. When we do, we're going to do my year-end series, okay? Likely I'm thinking maybe Sunday. If not Monday, but probably Sunday. I don't know how long they're going to take, because what I need to do is sit down and actually go through the most disappointing and the best games of the year and figure out exactly which ones I want to talk about. I got to single out the videos that I want to play on stream for you guys, and talk over and rate them, rank them. So I'm going to think about that, over the weekend, obviously. And so that's coming up this weekend. And then when that's done, we got new playthroughs. Our first new playthrough of the year is One Piece Odyssey coming Tuesday, the 10th of January. And we got a Viewer's Choice event. Over the course of this coming weekend, you guys are going to begin to vote on the most nominated games. You guys have already been nominating games for about a week. That'll be turned into a poll this weekend. You'll start voting. That'll determine the next major playthrough. And we'll probably even have one more playthrough along the line there. Excuse me. I was leaning towards trying out the Need for Speed game. This is a game that came out in the beginning of December, I want to say. And most people skipped over it. It wasn't a game that most people talked about. It is available on this EA Play service that you get as part of Game Pass Ultimate, which I have. Remember how I did the trial of Madden over the summer? It's the same premise where you could try a trial of the game. So maybe we could do a stream or two of it and see if it's any good, and if it is and you guys like it and you want me to continue with it, then I could actually get the game and continue with the playthrough. Or
Okay, Phil, that's enough of you. I don't know why I know why. This daily rap video was 10 minutes almost. And you do that when your support is slow. I think what you got for God of War was $90. And then for your Resident Evil playthrough, I don't know what you got, but I know it's very low. So anyway, that is it, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. The LEDs are on fire, pimps. Make sure to tip Phil. Make sure to give him super thanks. Make sure to leave comments. Make sure to give him feedback, because it's LED every day, every night, all the time. Peace out.